Hello, welcome back to Ben's Trauma.
No, it's fine. You're not wrong. We're gonna continue the playthrough despite my protests that I just...
Yeah, protest?
I just wanna,
is that what you
down.
call that speech about how good this is?
I know, but I just... Fuck. My brain is scrambled. My heart is like, Keiichi.
Previously on Higurashi, Ben was emotionally traumatized by...
I had a breakdown on air.
Keiichi,
He's such a good boy.
Expositing.
Yeah, that's it. Literally exposition in this story is enough to like bring me to nearly to tears.
We all know how much I hate exposition.
I know you hate exposition, but like, holy shit. Keiichi's like emotional journey that he suffers through.
For the record, I don't actually hate exposition. I hate a story that is nothing but exposition.
Good. Did you enjoy that exposition?
It was alright.
Fuck you.
I don't know, like, I think that this is a work that I am letting down by not being able to connect with it.
It's okay. You know what? We've addressed this. Yeah. Like, as much as we joke about it, it's okay to like not connect with this every piece of media. It's okay to do that.
But like, you know, even when we got through Umineko, like,
I know.
I don't think there were any of the themes that I like really connected with at all through that story. Like, there are a couple of characters I got attached to, but you know, there was nothing that I really like emotionally engaged with so much as was just enjoying and behind.
Sure.
Whereas at this point in Higurashi, like, I'm still enjoying the story, I'm having a great time with it, but I'm still not like behind the story in the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not like wishing that the story is gonna go forwards and do these things. It's just like, I guess it's gonna keep going.
I'm beyond hype at this point.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like that's okay. Like, even if you don't gel with this stuff, like, it's cool. It's still gonna be fun to see how you react to the stuff later on in the story and how that ends. But like, I mean, I've had this discussion many times with people about like what audience Higurashi is designed for.
Yeah.
It's clearly for like teens who are like figuring this shit out. Although it can be good as like a well-adjusted adult to be like reminded of this stuff. But yeah,
You're
like,
calling me well-adjusted.
No, I would never.
I once received, you know, in a rating of a group of friends, I received the the title of best adjusted.
That's pretty good.
It's like the lamest award I've ever received, but the one that means the most to me.
I was gonna say, yeah, best adjusted, not a total mess. But yeah, like, I definitely think that like people who have like more problems will, you know, engage with this more, and people who have a lot more to learn will engage with this more.
Yeah.
That said, that's a bit of a blanket statement for like all media that attempts to like drive like characters with flaws that they need to overcome, which is like every fucking story, because that's like a standard thing to do. But like specifically for Higurashi, all this talk about like trusting your friends and like being a good person and all that sort of stuff. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's fairly basic stuff. In terms of like being a good human being. I just remember that back when I, you know, experienced it, I had seen a lot of like kids shows, a lot of like Zoids and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all that crap, and like none of it affected me in this way. I was like, this is all pretty toothless. Like, there are no stakes here. There's nothing going wrong. So like seeing a work like this, it had like death that I like felt real bad about, and characters that felt like it was me. Like, I would do that in that situation. I would totally beat my friends to death if I thought they were trying to kill me with an Ohagi needle.
Really?
I mean, you know.
Maybe I should try that.
No, please don't. Wait, are you saying that you'd give me the Ohagi and then I would beat you to death? That doesn't seem like a good idea. That sounds like a terrible idea. But no, like, yeah. I was a very paranoid, untrusting person. And to some degree, I mean, I still am. Like, I'm still like not like, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I always am like, I don't know if I can like trust that at all, because I'm just that way. But yeah, anyway, my point is, it's okay to not engage with all the medias, because
absolutely.
It's all about who you are.
You know,
and what you want.
Speaking of engaging with the media, Australian media personality Scott Tweedy, who currently hosts a show on a network here that I don't remember the name of. He used to host this show on a kids network here in Australia.
Good.
Which is based off a Canadian series you might have heard of. I think it also had a US variant called Prank Patrol.
Okay.
And I don't remember the series being good. I just remember enjoying it all as I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And his name came across my desk at work in a press release, and I was like, I remember this name. What did he do? And I went and I like watched a bunch of old episodes of the show, and I was like, fuck, this is terrible.
Why did I enjoy this?
Nothing about this is funny.
Yeah.
And like, it was this weird moment where it wasn't like I had rose-tinted nostalgia glasses being shattered. It was just like an interesting moment of self-reflection on the things I used to enjoy.
Sure.
And you know, obviously there's a lot of years in that gap, as well as, you know, just a change in taste.
Sure.
But it was like, I was thinking to myself as I was going over that, like, what stuff that I am looking at now, that I'm reading now, would I have similar or different opinions of back then? Like, how would I react to like Higurashi or Umineko or any of the books we read on Death of the Reader, like back when I was a fucking dweeb who watched.
I mean, it's a really it's a really interesting question, right? Like, obviously, my reaction would not be as visceral to these scenes probably if I was reading this now for the first time.
Yeah,
because I don't need this shit as much. But like, yeah, I don't know. I always find it's interesting to go back and rewatch something. Like, as I mentioned a couple episodes ago, I've been rewatching Ruby, which, like, and the first time I watched it, I thought, oh, this is bad. But, like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm just not getting it. And now I can look back and say, oh, God, this is really bad. Like, the first episode of Ruby's a shit show. It's terrible. But it does get better. It's not, the whole show isn't terrible.
It gets better after the first 6 seasons.
It's just mostly terrible. But yeah, I'm enjoying my rewatch. But yeah, like, going back and being like, oh yeah, here's this thing that I thought was okay, or that I thought was great, or that I thought was bad, and like recontextualizing it and seeing how you like feel about it now is always cool. Because you're supposed to get smarter and more there's like a term here.
In theory.
In theory, you're supposed to get a better idea of what kind of media is good, or what you enjoy, you know, a bit better. But that doesn't always happen, of course. A lot of that is influenced by who you hang out with and what kind of media you've watched since then, that sort of thing. But I don't think I've ever had like a really negative reaction to something that I enjoyed in the past. Usually, even if it's something that I used to watch as like a kid show or something, I'll enjoy its kind of quaintness. Of like, oh yeah, I used to enjoy this. I wouldn't watch more than one episode of it now, but like I get why I enjoyed like watching Zoids as a kid.
The other fascinating thing for me about that, and I particularly noticed it with this, was that like I have a pretty solid memory for everything except like media.
How does that work?
Like,
what?
I could recite to you entire conversations that I've had with people with few errors that have happened like years ago, but when it comes to like people like, oh, did you watch this show? I'd be like, yeah. I have no idea what happened in it.
That's a bit sad. That's right.
And they're like, oh yeah, you remember when this happened and that happened? And I was like, nope, not a fucking clue. Absolutely no idea.
Yeah. I mean, I remember specific lines and scenes and things. I can tell you that scene, at least part of that in the anime, actually occurs out in the heckin' yard, not in the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember stuff like that. The specific lines, trust in me, is a good one. But yeah, like, I don't remember everything about it.
Yeah, like,
guess what?
Even now, we covered the 3 taps in like April of this year. It's now September, or just about to be September.
Yeah.
I barely remember anything that happened in the 3 taps.
The thing is, I can't remember the name of the culprit. I could tell you their occupation. I could tell you how I pictured them in my head. I could not tell you their name. It's one of those things where,
well, I could tell you that. I couldn't tell you what they did.
It's so funny. I can remember, like, the events, like, because I remember, like, a movie, like, I'm watching it play out in my head, but I could not tell you what the name was. I could not tell you, like, the time of day or the towns that they were in. I don't, like, those sorts of, like, qualitative details, I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, that's selective memory. That's like the shit that you think is important, you remember longer. Like, you store it.
It's so weird because, like, actively, I don't think that these things are unimportant. Sure. But those are the things I forget.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to apply to any part of your life, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Either way, we've been tangenting for far too long about this.
It's been fun, though. I love tangenting. Also, I need to prepare myself emotionally for whatever this is.
I have, no idea.
Speaking of memory, I don't remember this scene.
The summit.
So.
was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City.
Neutral narration. The summer was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City.
Was my narration not
when
neutral?
When a black car stopped in front of it, because I'm the neutral narration. That's what we agreed on. 3 burly cops get out of it.
I'm sorry. I just like scratched the corner of my eye.
You okay?
I scratched the corner of my eye and like my eyeball rotated a bit. So to me, like it said Uishis. And I was like, oh my god, it's actually happening!
I actually do think I remember this scene now that I'm looking at it. But anyway, when a black car stopped in front of the restaurant, the Japanese restaurant, Okonomiya or Shishibone, 3 burly cops get I remembered. 3 burly cops got out of it, followed by Oishis. They were welcomed by Sonozaki core members in equally black suits. It was something you didn't see every day. Thank you for having us. We apologize for being late.
I'll take you to the room.
Yeah.
Please follow me.
Who's this guy?
No clue.
There was a sign saying reserved at the entrance. Oishi and his subordinates were taken inside. They walked through the restaurant's pretentious landscape garden, and they came to the gorgeous Japanese-style entrance. Oh shit, it's everyone! We're all here! A woman in a kimono was waiting at the entrance, as was Kasai. Upon seeing the police officers, they stopped chatting and bowed deeply. The woman in the kimono was Mion's mother, Akane. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Sonozaki. Thank you for having us today. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming all the way here despite your busy schedule. Not at all. I've been looking forward to the feast I'm going to have today.
Cross twin pistols.
Leaps over table. You, Misote, is famous for his dried bean curd, right? I can't wait. Kasai,
what a line.
No shit from Kasai. Long time no seeing you, Kasai-san, especially with those stylish glasses. It's been forever since we last met in person.
Last met in person? Does that mean that Kasai's the informant and that they talk over the phone regularly?
We have no proof of that. Yes, it has been a while. Well, we seem to be at war, but I'm hoping we can settle this like adults. Although we're ready for no at war whenever you are. I have pistols here. No, we have no desire to fight. Neither do we. Everybody knows how messy things get when you get involved, but I'd like to avoid that as much as possible since I'm not that young anymore. Obviously, this was a meeting between people who hated each other. The tension in their words indicated that it wasn't likely to be a friendly meeting.
Are you sure you don't want me to take narration, seeing as
you know what?
Literally everyone
if you want to take it, cause you offered, go nuts. I'll take you to the room. Please follow me. I feel bad that the host is taking us to the table. Well, I know we sent you the invitation under my name, but actually, today's host is the Sonozaki main family. I'm sorry for the confusion. I see. Can I go back and get my bulletproof jackets? Oh my god.
On the other side of the door, there were several tables and Mion was sitting at one of them.
Mion's here too!
Since Mion was still young, her school uniform functioned as her formal dress. Still, it looked strange with both the police and the core members in black suits.
I was gonna say, that's a bit too colorful. Hello, you must be the successor to the head of the Sonozaki family. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much for coming. Please take a seat. Mion politely welcomed the police, undaunted even though they were older than her parents.
Yes.
Mion gave Kasai a look and he tapped on the door. The waitresses who had been waiting behind the door started bringing out drinks. Uishi-san, what's going on here?
I'm not sure. Well, let's enjoy the meal first. The dried bean curd is very famous, you know, and not likely to be poisoned.
They started drinking, but the tension continued for a while. Mion made the waitresses and other members of the Sonozaki Corps leave the room, and soon only Uishi and his subordinates, Mion, Akane, and Kasai were left in the room.
Okay, that's not too bad. Uishi?
Someone.
Yeah, I assume it's Uishi. Well, let's start talking about why we're here today.
And then Akane nodded and started speaking.
God damn you. We're having this meeting today so we can resolve our misunderstandings. Such as? Kasai wanted to talk to you about Renaryuku for personal reasons. Therefore, this meeting is about the private circumstances between Tatsuyoshi Kasai and Renaryuku. The Sonozaki family has nothing to do with this. What are these private circumstances? Ryugu-san lives an honest life. How can she have any kind of private connection with Kasai-san from the Yakuza?
Clearly, Uishi hasn't been watching the playthrough.
Clearly not. Kasai? Yes. Allow me to explain.
Kasai told...
Aw.
What?
I thought I was going to get to speak with exposition as Kasai. I was excited.
You gave me the narration, you can't complain now.
I know, I can't complain having less lines.
Kasai told the police officers that he happened to meet Rena at a coffee house in Akinomiya. He explained that Rena found something he'd lost there and that she offered to bring it back to him.
This is why you don't give up your narration privileges. You just don't do it.
I mean, you're welcome to have it back.
No, it's too late now. No, you haven't. You offered to take it. You offered to take it, you suck with it now. I don't even want it. Those grapes are sour anyway. This doesn't sound right. But for argument's sake, why don't we assume what you're telling us is true? What happened after that doesn't make any sense. I heard that you told your members to find Renaryuku. That is, actually my fault. Rena's father was worried about her because she didn't come home after dark, so I sent my men to ask if anyone had seen her downtown, but I made a small mistake. Wait a second. You made us come all the way here. Now you're telling us to believe this bullshit. Would it be that you're making fun of us,
Uishi looked a lot more like a member of the Yakuza than the real Yakuza did.
Damn right.
Uishi threatened them with a nasty smile, and it piled on all the more tension onto the atmosphere in the room. Uishi-san, please, don't. Kumagai tried to make him stand down. Officers with hot tempers pair with others who are good at calming them down, just like how the Yakuza do.
It's a good plan, I like it.
Uishi backed off with a grin. Kumagai took over, continuing from there.
Oh.
I guess you can take the narration then.
I guess so.
If you want to.
No, I don't. You keep it. You keep
sure.
going. You're fine.
So what are you trying to say? Do you not want us to intervene because this is a civil matter between Renaryuku and Tatsuyoshi Kasai?
You did it!
That's not going to happen. We're going to give her protection.
Alright, I guess I'll take it. Mion opened her mouth for the first time in a while.
You need to explain to me why the police have to protect Renaryuku to begin with. Why? Because you guys are after her.
Uishi has, that's a point.
That's
point
a
to us.
point.
Point to us. Why? Because you guys are after her.
We should also probably give Ryukishi a point for the crimes we've committed thus far in this scene.
What do you mean? Like what?
Just don't even. Just let it happen.
Okay. Uishi answered bluntly, but Mion remained nonchalant. That must have made him all the more annoyed.
What makes you think we're after her?
Why don't you ask what's in your chest? It might know something.
Uishi-san, we're here to resolve our misunderstandings. It's your choice not to listen to us, but I think it's better that you do.
Oh, and what are we misunderstanding exactly?
Your misunderstanding concerns the scrapbooks of Mio Takano that Renaryuku is in possession of.
The officer's expressions grew stern all at once. All of a sudden, she had gotten straight to the point.
You want to protect Renaryuku because she has the scrapbooks, isn't that right?
Uishi and his subordinates glared back at her without saying a word, making it obvious that her guess was right. Kasai? Akane gave him a look and he left the room. However, he shortly returned, carrying a black suitcase. Every one of the officers assumed that there was a tremendous amount of money in the suitcase, and that the Sonozaki family was trying to buy them off. They immediately accepted. Wait, what? Now we are talking, retirement fund, here we come! Kasai opened the suitcase and showed the contents to the police. Are these? Yes, Kasai. Yeah. These are Mio Takano's scrapbooks. I'm afraid we don't have the ones she gave to Renaryuku. This is going to be our main course for today. Do you mind if I take a look? No, feel free. We can talk after you read them. Or, I'll make my people leave if you like. Oh no, you don't have to do that. The cops produced latex gloves from their pockets, put them on and took one of the scrapbooks out of the suitcase. There were more than 10 of them in there. We found them in Mio Takano's house in Akinomiya after she passed away. Uishi and the others desperately turned the pages of the well-thumbed scrapbooks. Are you sure these are real? Without a doubt.
Oishi-san, if Ren Ryugu has the other scrapbooks, that means...
Maybe the ones she has have the same kind of stuff in them. Oishi looked stunned by the contents of the scrapbooks. He started turning the pages faster, then closed the scrapbook roughly. Do all of these have the same kind of contents as this one?
Yes, they do. Feel free to take the time to look at them until you're fully satisfied.
The other officers also rapidly turned through the pages. They weren't reading them, just flipping through. They took one scrapbook from the suitcase after another and flipped through the pages roughly.
Oishi-san, this is absurd. These are just crappy occult novels. This one says that the netherworld collided with this world and the dead souls flowed across the gap. Ooh. How are we going to use this as proof?
Well, yours says something about the netherworld. Mine is about the creatures from the bottom of the ocean.
This one is about classified weapons of the Nazis. Oh wait, this isn't
It
speech.
is right. I got you. This one is about classified weapons of the Nazis. This one is about the legacy of the Mu continent. That one is about Aussie, the mysterious creature in Onigafuchi swamp.
You can surmise that Ren Ryugu most likely has the scrapbook about the parasite theory we've all heard of.
The police were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing, and that this was getting so fucking ridiculous, and that would only get more ridiculous. The other officers were shooting glances at Oishi. They hadn't said anything to him, but they never really believed in the story of the parasites, let alone the bioterrorism. But Oishi had believed it and told them he had proof. None of the scrapbooks in front of them said anything about parasites, but it was easy to assume the contents of one scrapbook were no different in nature from another. In other words, all of them were just crappy occult novels. Done fucked up. Well, Oishi appeared unable to accept the fact that was facing him. But now that he was actually looking at it, it was too difficult to ignore. Mio Takano was an occult geek who had laughable ideas about the legend of Onigafuchi, but Renna took them seriously, and so had Oishi. The other officers could no longer stop themselves from laughing at the ridiculous scrapbooks. Oishi glared at them, and they stopped laughing. The main reason Oishi took the story of the parasites seriously was because the Sonozaki family was apparently after Ren Ryugu for the scrapbook she had. Plus, Takano, the owner of the scrapbooks, was killed. Because of these two reasons, he believed in that occult B novel. Oishi was frustrated without a doubt. He has to accept that he was wrong. Oishi was eager for any information that could help him solve the series of mysterious deaths of Inamizawa before he retired. A combination of a number of factors made Takano's ridiculous theory become highly credible to him. Let me ask you something. Why was Mio Takano killed?
We have no idea what happened to Mio Takano and Jiro Tomitaki.
Flash. Of course you don't. A liar doesn't call himself a liar.
Come on, Oishi-san, you really think we do such a lousy job as to let the police find the bodies?
Mion wore a cold smile. She had said too much. Akane cleared her throat as if to condemn the statement, and that made Mion shut her mouth. Oishi glared at the young successor, but he knew she was right. Then why are you after Ren Ryugu?
We're not. I admit it's our fault that we made it look like we were after her. For that, we apologize.
The reasons which made Oishi take Ren's delusion seriously collapsed one by one. Mion and Akane looked at each other. They must have decided to let Akane speak. She did so firmly. We'd like to ask you a favor. We don't want to be involved with the police because of nonsense like this. We heard that Sankai from the police headquarters started work with the public safety division. They're going to do simultaneous raids on our families. In this case, is their excuse, aren't they? That had been Oishi's request. Oishi took Ren's story seriously, and he wanted to find the research facility that was developing the parasite. He was intending to use it as a proof of the potential bioterrorist attack. But as he had no idea where to start looking, he tried to conduct simultaneous raids on all the facilities the Sonozaki family owned in the entire prefecture, in cooperation with the Task Force for Gang Groups and Public Safety. Normally, the circumstantial evidence he had wouldn't be enough to get their cooperation. In fact, Public Safety doubted Oishi's source because they hadn't heard of any potential terrorist attacks. They trusted their information network. But Oishi took advantage of his long career and his old friends, and he managed to get them to cooperate. With the power of friendship! Oishi's face broke out in a nervous sweat. Needless to say, he realized he was completely wrong. We caused you some trouble during the town conflict, but the era is reaching its end and things have changed. We're a Yakuza group that sides the weak and crushes the strong, but we're also trying to achieve peace and stability in line with these changing times. If we got raided now, we're going to lose face. Who cares about your face? I know we'll find something with those raids.
That is like the worst sounding comeback.
Who cares about your face? I don't even care about your face.
It's like, that's
the green hair.
This is the Oishi equivalent of, you're stupid, your face is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. With your long chin and your beautiful green hair. They're going to go through with them. If you find something, good for you, but if you don't, it'll cause a big liability issue that even you won't escape lightly, Oishi-san. Alright, it sounds like you really do want to know that war, huh? If that's what you want, please, carry out your job to your own satisfaction. We'll take on the challenge anytime. Akane Sonozaki didn't betray Oishi's expectations. Although her right to become the successor was taken away, Akane had been through a lot more than Mion. Oishi couldn't back out now, but he knew it was a fight he probably couldn't win. Kumagai butted in and tried to calm him down.
If we put a stop to the raids, what would we get in return?
Mion answered this time.
We'll give you these scrapbooks as proof of our friendship. I'm sure you can use them to cancel the raid attempts.
It has been interesting that we've got Akane here instead of old grandma. Why is she not here? It's a bit weird.
Probably because this was Shion and Mion's doing.
I mean, probably. These scrapbooks proved how ridiculous Mio Takano's theory was. Takano was dead anyway. I wish he could show people his scrapbooks and say he was fooled. He could still pretend the whole raid thing never happened, but he might have to take responsibility for it, but if he didn't back off now, there'd be no doubt that he'd face a hopeless mess. If he was going to back off, it was now or never. The administrative staff at his station weren't exactly fond of him, because he kept making all his damn clothes. If he's trying to take over, he's trying to take over! Oh my god, it's Isaac Asimov!
Which is recent enough that we do remember the plot.
I know, I do remember the plot. Those robots try to take over. And the details. His name was Oliver, something Oliver. Daniel Oliver, basically. He said it was all British and shit. Anyway, if he made such a huge mistake right before his retirement, people who'd been looking for a chance for revenge would cut his pension with glee. He's just one day away from retirement. What could go wrong? His pension was decided by multiplying his base salary by a certain number. If they cut his base salary, there was no way he could avoid a big reduction. That's how salary works.
Oishi-san?
He decided to back off. It was hard for him to admit mistakes at his age. He grimaced with anger. Oh, Kuma-chan, can you take over from me? I think I had too much to drink. I'm going to get some fresh air on the porch. Or maybe in my car. Excuse me.
You better come back with a minigun.
Have you seen that? Have you seen Oishi with a minigun? It's spoilers. There's a little short manga boy that's all the TF2 characters, but it's the club and characters from Higurashi, and Oishi's the heavy, and he just has a big fucking minigun. It's amazing.
Well, there you go.
Spoilers though, full spoilers. Watch that once you've watched the series. Link in the description.
Okay.
Oishi stood up quickly and left the room, making a lot of noise as he walked. Kasai closed the door, Oishi left open. It's like symbolism. The room was filled with silence again. At that point, Kumagai opened his mouth.
And we cut to black.
Oh, it's still gone.
We understand your point. Our intention isn't to cause trouble to all the organizations you own. So I want to confirm that the police and the Sonozaki family will help each other to maintain the peace of this city.
Yeah.
Therefore, we're going to put off doing the simultaneous raids.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. I'm sure our leader Oreo appreciates your concern as well. As you promised, we'll take the scrapbooks, and there are 2 more conditions. Go ahead. First, if you find the other missing scrapbooks, you must bring them to us immediately. Second, if you find Ryugu, you must turn her over to us immediately as well.
All good options.
I'm afraid the second one is unacceptable.
Oh no.
Ryugu is in a state of delusion. We'll make sure of her safety and we'll find the best medical facility we can take her to. She has the right to receive treatment. We can't accept that either. We have the right to question her about the murder of Takano as a material witness, not as a suspect.
Damn. Akane whispered to Mion. Oh, shit. Mion in turn nodded and began to speak, and then they had the power play.
Very well. We'll accept the second condition, but let us add another condition on top of that. We're going to send her a lawyer. We'll only question her in the lawyer's presence. Understood. One more thing. You aren't allowed to delay us by not sending the lawyer on purpose. We'll start questioning right after we find her. We have no problem with that, but you must contact us immediately after she's found. We will as soon as we can.
Damn. How can I cut in? Let me just slide in here. You have to call us before you question her. You must call us the very moment she's found. This agreement is made in good faith, founded on our mutual trust, so please do be careful not to do anything that might waste it.
Understood. You have my word on that. We'll try to keep our promise with the best of intentions.
Akane and Kumagai glared at each other for a moment. Surprisingly, Kumagai was very calm. He was always in the shadow of Oishi, who was loud and noisy. Wow, that's fucking rude. But he had as much guts as his superior did, but no air conditioning, so he's inferior. Oishi was good at taking care of matters in a rough and threatening kind of way, but Kumagai was good at negotiations like this. The meeting ended and the police stood up from their seats. The tension in the room had finally ceased. That was like a weird rhyme. Kasai put the scrapbooks back in the suitcase and handed it to Kumagai.
Ben.
What?
This doesn't rhyme because it's TS and SED.
Nah, fuck you. Same sound. Seats and ceased. Same fucking sound.
Sorry, was that an example of internal rhyme?
Yes. Fuck you. You don't win anything for this. There are no points on the table for internal rhyming. It's not one of the rules.
No, you're absolutely right. All I win is the high ground. It's true. And that's all that matters.
And then you've won. I can't win at this point. It's alright. I'll live on an island somewhere with my family and it'll be great. Kumagai looked at Kasai, nodded lightly, and took what was offered him, as in the suitcase. This is a very expensive case made in Italy. Please take it as a souvenir from us.
No, we're only supposed to take the scrapbooks. We'll return it to your office later. Thank you for your time. Please give my regards to the family head Oreo-san.
The officers left after bowing to Mion. After making sure the police had left the hallway, Mion sighed heavily and finally let go of her tension.
Oh,
here we go.
Finally we can go hunt my friend down and kill her.
Thank God. Oh no. She spread her feet on the floor, flapping the rim of her skirt.
Oh man, my shoulders hurt. Why didn't you take care of this, Mom?
Don't be silly, your rank is higher than mine. Rank is everything, not age. Hey Kasai, have a waitress bring me a beer. Oh, and you can let the grunts in and give them something cold to drink too. You, want me to bring only beer? Oh, she can't drink. Bring some orange juice for her.
Don't treat me like I'm a little kid. I guess my rank doesn't matter to you, huh?
You'll always be a big baby to me. Anyway, your father pulled many strings for you this time. You should thank him. And you too, Kasai. You have to play it smarter when meeting with the common man. I'm a little embarrassed. By the way, I'm very impressed with Rena-chan for making a fool out of Oishi. You have many friends with good potential. I'd like to meet her. We can go to see a play together or something. Kasai, whenever you see her next time, let her know I said that. And don't tell her any more creepy stories, alright? Of course, I'm well aware of that. With that, they successfully dispelled the magical power of Takano's scrapbooks. The whole mess shouldn't grow any larger.
That's just far-fetched.
The only remaining problem was not Rena, because Rena is never a problem. Where could she be hiding? Regardless of whether or not she's a problem, which she isn't.
Oh my goodness. What's Oishi doing at Keiichi's house?
Maybe he's not. Maybe it's just Keiichi and no one else.
Oh, that's lame.
What's Oishi doing not here? What's he doing getting high?
Oh yeah, you're right. He didn't come back in from the balcony.
No.
He's just out there for the rest of the arc.
That's only in my dreams. Okay.
Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the curtain. I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be so late?
Oishi?
I didn't have to guess who it was. There was only one person I knew who might come to see me so late. I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. It was Rena.
Sup, girl?
She was just standing still under the light. I wondered how long she'd been there for. Didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. How long had she been hesitating in front of my door? It looked like even standing was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put my sandals on, and rushed out of the house. Rena looked surprised to see me, even though I came out after making a lot of noise. Rena, is that you? Rena?
Ooh.
She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again. How long have you been standing here?
Like 12 years? I don't know. Maybe since the sun set.
Rena must have been staying somewhere outside for the last 2 days at the very least. And it wasn't like she'd been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her, and looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken care of the deep scratch she'd made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. The band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms and body too, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she had last night. Anyway, let's go inside. You haven't eaten anything for 2 days, have you? When I tried to take her in the house, she refused with a vague expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go into the house, it was more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it.
It wasn't a ghetto life. I can't take it anymore. Even at this moment, the maggots are moving through my body. It itches really badly and it feels like they're about to come out from everywhere.
Rena, I think you have some kind of disease. Why don't you get some rest here and we'll go to the clinic first thing in the morning. He understands your delicate situation, so we'll see you in private.
No, I know it. I know exactly how Tomateka Fleshsand died. I'm trying not to do what he did for as long as possible.
Rena believed she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death, just like Tomataki-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. She wouldn't hear anything else right now, but she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give it her hand, it looked like the hand of the devil. If this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to die, but I don't think I have much time.
That's not going to happen. You're a member of our unbeatable club, Renorigu. You're not going to die so easily.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to say I'm sorry before I die.
Sorry? For what?
Yesterday, I said terrible things to you, and I hurt your feelings.
She must be talking about last night. She trusted me, but when Uishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed. And after that, everything I did out of goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what it's like. I once felt the same way about you, Rena.
Well, before I moved here, I did many horrible things too. A lot, actually.
Really? I didn't know.
What I did is beyond comparison. You just shot someone with a toy gun. I hit somebody's head really hard with a metal baseball bat. Everybody got hurt really badly, and I also broke the windows in my school and...
I know. But I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Reina Ryugu and became Rena, after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful, and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before.
So, I was way worse than you were. I have no right to say you're not my friend.
I felt the same way too.
Huh?
I was afraid of you because I heard about your past.
Oh, you knew.
Rena laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out that I knew about her history when she thought I didn't. But I was like, so what?
Huh?
Doesn't matter how bad you were before you moved here. You've been through ups and downs with tears and laughter, but since you moved to Hinamizawa, you've been living a proud life. The important thing is that you regret what you did. That's all that matters. You've grown up to be a respectable person. I don't care about your past. I should have noticed it earlier. Rena is Rena. That's why she's Rena Ryugu. I couldn't understand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Reina. You heard about my past too, right? I was pretty bad as well. I was such a brat. I regret the stupid things I did. So I thought moving here was a good opportunity for me to start over. I believe I've been the person I wanted to be since I moved to Hinamizawa. Isn't it the same with you, Rena? Doesn't matter how you lived in Ibaraki. The important thing is that you're Rena Ryugu. You wanted to be in Hinamizawa. So don't care about whoever Reina Ryugu was.
Yeah, you're right.
We can start our life over as many times as we want. We might make a lot of mistakes and hurt ourselves, but that lets us become the people we want to be. You fall once or twice in your life, but that's life. We can't let that beat us down. We have to keep growing. So I was such an asshole for getting scared of you because of your past. Doesn't matter how many times you fall. When you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to others. So I don't need to know your past, and even if I knew, it shouldn't have changed the way I treated you. But we were fools. We couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. Mion knew that from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other and we made each other cry. So Rena Ryugu is and will always be my best friend forever. When you have to go through a hard time, I'll help you no matter what. Trust me on that.
Thank you. I trust you, Keiichi-kun.
It's very tragic, but what she said isn't true. She probably didn't mean to lie, but I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. My words didn't reach her. I knew that because Rena kept telling me to trust her at that time. She kept saying those words while I kept hitting her with the bat, but they still didn't reach me.
I don't think I have much time left, but I'll try my best to save Hinami's out because wonderful people like you live here.
No, Rena.
I'm not going to let them take over this village. I'll fight so we can regain the peaceful days we had. I'll defeat their conspiracy.
She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her that the conspiracy was Takano-san's delusions, it wouldn't reach her.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Thank you for forgiving me.
I do forgive you. So, please forgive me for what I did to you.
I'm going to save Hinamizawa, I promise. So, Keiichi-kun, will you help me? I trust you. Only you, Keiichi-kun. We can save Hinamizawa together.
Rena. I knew how bad off a corner Rena was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around with a baseball bat, thinking every single person around me was my enemy. Rena cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. But Rena, you still trust me, even when you're driven into this bad of a corner. I couldn't understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept telling me to trust you. But you're different. You still trust me? You are so...
Why are you crying?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never betray you. I trust you, Rena, so please forgive me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've always believed me, Keiichi-kun. So I trust you too. I can trust you, right? You're the only one who trusts me, right?
Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again and again to answer her. Tears welled up in Rena's eyes too. Before we knew it, we were putting our foreheads together with tears in our eyes.
Well, I found a way to end this battle.
Really?
Yeah, I might not stand a chance, but this is the best and only resistance I can think of.
Rena, I don't know what you're gonna do, but if you do that, we can regain our happy days, right? We can, can't we? We have to, or I'm not gonna let you go anywhere.
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. It's gonna be a come from behind victory and we'll regain our happy days for sure.
I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion and it'd end with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she'd twist it into an attack on her. I was like that at a time. I took Rena's goodwill as the complete opposite thing, so I stopped denying her story. This was Rena's battle. It was her lonely battle. She had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. But I would always be there for her. Whenever she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that, so I said just one thing. I'm on your side until the very last moment. No matter what, I am on your side. Even if I told her to trust me, I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway. Even if she couldn't believe them, and if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I'd keep saying them until I die.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Everything will be over tomorrow. We'll win for sure. and then we can play around the club together again, with everyone. We'll return to our happiest times.
Although she wished to regain our happy times so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her mind.
Well, I have to go now. I have to get ready for tomorrow.
To tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her even if I had to grab an arm. But I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore. Wait, Rena. What do you have to do to get ready for tomorrow?
It's a secret. I might ask you for help later. You'll help me when I do, right?
Of course. I nodded strongly so she could tell I was still on her side. I didn't know what her come from behind victory meant at this point. The first thing I could think of is that she was going to invade the house of the Sonozaki family, which she thought was her enemy.
That would be a good one, but that's...
So I called Mion to warn her after Rena left. Mion laughed bitterly and said, why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much? But she understood the situation.
Fuck!
It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys. Might be better if we tied her down and took her to a hospital.
If it comes to that, I guess we have no choice, but I want to believe her until the last second. She still has the strong heart to trust me no matter how badly she's being driven into a corner. She's not like me, so I'm sure she can defeat her delusion.
It's hard for this old man to understand what you and Rika-chan have been talking about these days. Did anything serious happen lately?
You can say it happened lately in a way. I killed Mion a couple of days after the festival. Sorry, I must have been talking crazy lately. Anyway, please don't lose confidence in Rena, alright?
You know I won't. Anyone can catch a cold of the heart sometimes. Just happens to Rena this time, and that's all. Well, she has a relatively high fever, but I'm sure she'll get better soon, and we can laugh about this later. It's not as bad as you think, Kei-chan. Silly Wishi admitted his mistake. He doesn't even know about you-know-what. So just say Rena overreacted a little bit, and this'll be over.
It'll be easy, right?
Really? Really think you can do that?
Did you forget that I'm the next head of the Sonozaki family? I have both the skill and the power to do that. This old man had a meeting with Oishi at a restaurant today and we cleared up all the misunderstandings. Oishi was shaking in fear the whole time. I'm pretty good, don't you think?
Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Rena seems to be feeling, the others seem to be taking it rather easy. It was all up to Rena now. If she understood everything, she could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did by the abandoned car at the garbage dump that day. Rena, I couldn't win, but I know you can, because you're the one who told me to have faith until the end. So I know you can win. It didn't mean that she could literally win, the last battle she was talking about earlier. But Rena would win. She'd win and she'd regain her peaceful life.
I'm so excited.
You're excited?
I'm so excited.
Why would you be excited for anything? The best part of the story has already come and gone, supposedly.
No, but it's gonna get... I can't even describe it. Oh, we have a tip to do. Oh, and then it's time for the final chapter of this arc. And really the best arc of anything. We don't even need to read chapter 7 and 8 after this.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's alright. You can argue with the audience in the comments about that.
Let's just do that. Oh, God. Now, which of them is it? God damn it, Ryukishi!
It's gotta be Rena, right?
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it. You know what? Yes, this is my problem. I believe this is a Rika scene.
Okay, take it away.
But I'm not sure if it's another character, and Rikashi's not giving me any indications.
Just take Rika.
I'll go with Rika, but if it's the wrong one, we get a point.
Okay.
Because fuck you, Rikashi. Tomorrow is the day. No, it's... Oh, no indication.
Just keep going
no indication. No, but there's two lines. There's two people talking here, you fool.
I know. Just keep going as Rika. Just believe in yourself, Ben.
No, but this isn't... sucks. Oh, you mean the day we die? Yeah, it's definitely the other way around. It's gotta be.
Definitely the other way around?
I'm taking a point for that. I'm taking a point for that.
Taking a point
yes,
for that.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because it's the other way around.
Okay.
It's not Rika first, it's Rika second. And now it's this other person who will talk like this.
Maybe it's just Rika talking to herself.
No, it's definitely not. They're on the same page, you fool.
Or maybe it's just Rika talking to herself.
It's going to end up the same way this time, just like the last time. I don't know about that. It's been very similar to the last one, but there were some things that were different too. Kate remembered what happened. That's impossible. There's no way he could remember. I mean, there's no way he could know. The more you say that it's absolutely impossible, the more it makes me feel like this is a real miracle. There's nothing we can do. It's going to end up the same way again. I'm not sure about that. Yes, it will. Everything will be over when the Higurashi cry.
And roll credits.
And roll credits. No, we're not rolling credits. Was it all going to end anyway? The more often you throw a die, the closer the total will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, the total will average out in the end. That's a fact of statistics. But when you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw, the greater the likelihood that the number will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different futures you can create by throwing a die 100 times. There are 5,000 different futures you can create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one future among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice. Keiji showed me a miracle, and it taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing the die. Don't give in to something like an average. You think we'll never have a different ending, don't you? I can tell, because it's written all over your face. I think so too. I think we're going to have the same ending this time again. But I'm not going to give up hope. Looks at camera. Until I throw the die for the last time. Keiichi taught me that. Something is going to be different this time. I'll try to believe in that. Rika, you're a very strong person. Yeah, I know. That's because I'm a lot younger than you. Oh, wait.
Rika!
Meep.
Why are you still awake? It's not good to stay up so late.
I'm sorry, I couldn't sleep, so I was just looking at the stars. I'm going to go to bed now.
Please do. Good night, Rika.
Good night, Sadako. And scene.
Wow.
That was lovely.
That's so incredible. Who would have thought that it wasn't Sadako that was talking in that scene?
I would not have thought that in the slightest, because Sadako isn't whatever that other voice was.
Well,
look.
Yeah, but we've clearly...
I suppose that's something you could suggest.
I think that's the scene that's meant to finally point it out to us here.
I don't even care. It's dumb. If you thought that was Sadako talking the entire time, you're a fool.
Spoiling the story for the audience.
That's clearly what I'm doing. I'm spoiling everything. Because as we know, at this point in Higurashi, we're all about spoiling shit. We're about that deep lore that you're gonna have to
ruining my experience.
No. There's so much to spoil at this point in the story, you guys. I'm gonna ruin everything for everyone.
Good.
Get fucked. We've come all the way back around from me breaking down in tears to shouting at the world, and this is how it's supposed to be. I am hyped for the movie that is the ending to Sumi Horoboshi. This is going to be the hypest shit you have ever experienced. That I have ever experienced. I don't know about you.
The fact that I've been told before we get into next episode is that an auto-click version of the next video took 5 hours. 5 hours and 40 minutes. Whereas the one that we just did, which on recording is sitting at... The past two chapters...
We're about an hour and a half each. So we're about on par with the auto-clicker as of current recording. Without the editing. We're just below an hour mark.
I'd say we're probably hitting at about 2/3 of the auto-clicker. So we're
still... You would say so? All right, well, we'll see how it comes out in the end. But point is, it's going to be a long-ass ride. And I'm going to be strapped in for the whole thing. Fuck.
All right.
Right up. Best. Go. Hi.
Will it?
My arm's hurt.
Will it top the longest video on the channel ever? I think the current record is 3 hours and 27 minutes.
I think it might.
Put your votes in the comments.
I'm going to say yes.
Put your votes in the comments.
My vote is on yes, and just remind me to put that in the comments.
And let's go. When it comes out,
if we beat the record, do we get points? Is that how we're going to do it?
If we beat the record,
you get points.
Who gets points?
We get points. Obviously, we get points if it's longer. No, because we made it through that endurance test.
No, we'll just give everyone 100 points.
What?
Just give everyone 100 points.
That's garbage. That's stupid. Why we
it's
can't
just
live
a celebration of the joy that Ryuki's bringing to us.
That Renner is bringing to us.
But if someone can give me the exact video time duration with an error of 2 seconds, either way, because
that's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
If someone can give me the exact duration before the video comes out, give away a copy of Kikonia to that person.
All right, sure, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go, person in the comments. Good luck.
Good luck.
I'll be in there too. I'll try and guess, and I'll win because I'll have done the video.
I'm not letting you enter this one.
No!
I'll let you enter the last competition to win Kikonia.
That was a good one, by the way. All right, we'll see you in the next one.
Next time.